my name is Nathan Smales, and I was a missionary to India for a little under 2 years. And for the majority of that time, I was with a ministry called Sarah's Covenant Homes, which was a ministry in Hyderabad, India, which was South India, who did, it was kind of like foster care for children and young adults with special needs. So I was in charge of one of the boys' homes. I was the house parent, and I had 16 boys in my care. The youngest was 6 months old, all the way up to the oldest was 17 years old. And ability and disability ranged anywhere from cerebral palsy to nonverbal autism to visual impairments. And it was an incredible experience and a huge learning experience. What I found about the culture there was that within the modern city, like Hyderabad was a pretty like modern westernized city, hearts and minds were a little more open to accepting and understanding individuals with disabilities, whereas in more rural areas, like in the villages where we would usually acquire many of the children from government orphanages, disability was considered to be maybe bad karma. Maybe in a past life you had done something really bad, really wrong, and so you were being punished in this life. So a lot of people were kind of put off if someone was born with a disability, which leads to a lot of abandonment of infants and children with disabilities. Most of the kids I had in my care had been abandoned, left at train stations or found in garbage cans because, one, for some of the kids, it was because they were considered cursed. And then for other children, it would be pressure from their families, because a lot of people in India can get married dramatically younger than what we're used to. But what I've definitely learned in huge ways is the heart of the people of India is so good and so true and so sincere, but the understanding, especially in regards to people with disabilities, is not always there. So I definitely found the most success coming in and bringing an open heart and an open mind to understand and see where they were coming from first and get to know the people and the culture, so that then I could share my heart and my understanding of what it means to be, one, disabled, and two, to also be a child of God. Really went a long way in seeing attitudes shift and change and hearts shift and change, and that most people want to do good by one another, and so I think that education is a huge part, kind of busting the myths around disabilities, that they're people just like anybody else and that they deserve that same love and respect that everyone else deserves. And then another big thing that I found was crucial was fundraising, because, there's no Medicare in India. So a lot of the kids needed many surgeries, whether that was for hip replacements or for G-tubes, like feeding tubes so that they could eat. So I remember fundraising thousands and thousands of dollars to help get surgeries for kids to just like better their lives. And again, seeing how many people are so willing and so eager to help out and support and fundraise, both locally in India, but also back here in the States.